Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to install Java 9 on Windows 10. On any other version of Windows, it's going to be pretty much the same process. Of course, a few things will change, but the process is the same. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is open our browser of choice. In this case, I have Chrome, and then I'm going to go say, download Java 9 as such. Let's say hit enter. And we're going to have a lot of different links here. But the first one is the one we need, which is the link from Oracle. So click on this one. And it takes us to this Oracle page where we can download Java. And you can see here it says Development Kit 9.0.1. And of course, it could have a different number depending on when you are watching this video. But generally speaking, this is what you will be seeing. What we're interested in here is obviously Windows. Okay, so if you are actually on Mac, just to refer to the previous video where I show you how to download Java 9 on Mac. Okay, but this is for Windows. What we're going to do here before we do anything, let's go ahead and accept, because we need to make sure that we accept their terms and conditions, because this is not ours. All right, so we have Windows here. We have to look at Windows. Let's go to where it says JDK 64-bit. Now, you may be on 32-bit. Okay, if that's the case, you're probably going to see where it says X32 instead of 64. So I think the browser knows which window we are running. If that's not the case, then you need to find the Windows 64 or 32, depending on which Windows you're running. Now, if you want to figure out how do you know which Windows you're running, you can simply go here and say Control. So we want to go to Control Panel, double click, and you go to System and Security. And you go to System. See, there you go, there's System. Click on that. And you should see here where it says System. At the bottom here, we have where it says System Type. Mine says 64-bit operating system. So for you, it probably will say 64 or maybe 32. So this is how you know which system type you are running. Okay? Perfect. Close out of that. And so I'm going to go ahead here, make sure I'm on Windows, and just click. What's going to happen now, you can see we will start downloading our JDK, which stands for Java Development Kit. Looks like it's done. I'm going to go ahead and double click. It says opening. It should now take me to a new window here. I'm going to go say yes. It should now show me a wizard, which will guide me through the process of installing Java 9. And there it is. I'm going to go ahead and say next. And you can change the location where we're going to install this to. In this case, it's going to be Program Files, Java folder, JDK 901, and this is what we're going to be using. You can change again, but I will just use the default. I'm going to go say next. We'll start updating components and do all the things that it needs to do. Again, it may take a little while, but be patient and we shall get there. All right, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and say next. And now it's installing Java. Java SE Development Kit 9, 64-bit successfully installed. So what are we going to do now? It's just going to go ahead and say close. Close, and we don't need this. I don't know where that came from. Very nice. Okay, now that we have that, we can get out of this. Now we're gonna go ahead and call the command prompt. So I'm gonna say command prompt. There it is. Double click. You notice what's going to happen here. If you go ahead and say Java minus version, it's going to give us the Java version, the 901. Now, in cases where you see a different number lower than 9, or you don't see anything at all, what you need to do is you need to go back here. I'm going to go call panel here again, control panel, double click. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and search for environment. So click at the top there and start typing envi. There we go. So what we need to do when we click on environment, we need to go to edit system environment variables. Click on that. Okay, and then we go to advanced, and we're going to go to environment variables at the bottom here. Click on that. Perfect. So this opens up. So what we need to look at here is at the bottom where it says system variables, we need to go to path here, and we're going to say edit. So you notice here, because our system already had, we had installed the JDK 8, the moment we actually installed a new JDK, which was the Java 9 we just installed, it went ahead and created its path, which goes to the Java path. So now automatically knows to go and fetch the new version of Java. So if you want to go back and change to previous version of Java, you could just click something like this and say, okay. Let's go ahead and check to see our Java compiler. If it's indeed Java 9, I'm going to say Java C for compiler minus version. So in the compiler, it looks like the compiler is Java 8. So we need to go change that. So let's go back to our system here. Let's change the environments. Environments again. I'm going to go to path, edit. Let's browse. So click on browse here. I'm going to go to where we installed our new Java. So I'm going to go to, I remember it was inside of the, let's go to this PC, driver C, and it's inside of programs, and it's going to find Java. And you notice we have a few different Javas here. So I'm going to go ahead. Notice we have GRE, we want the JDK. So click on that, and we're going to click on the bin. Okay, it has to be here on the bin because that's where our binaries are located. Say okay, and there we go. We have our Java bin as such. So I'm going to go ahead and say okay, and say okay, and okay. Right. I'm going to get out of this and type it again here. I'm going to say command prompt as such, double click. Okay, let's start again. Java version, we should still see Java 9, very nice. Now let's see if our compiler now is going to point to Java 9 as well. Java C version A, there we go. We have Java 9, folks. So now we have indeed installed and set up our environment to point to Java 9. So congratulations, you are now running Java 9 on your Windows machine. Very nice. I'll see you next.